Welcome once more again, my people, as we talk about E-2 visa. E-2 visa is an immigrant visa that allows nationals from countries that have a treaty of commerce, countries that engage with business with the US, to migrate to the United States of America temporarily to either invest or manage their business for a certain duration of time. So this particular visa, or it is the intention of this particular visa, is to either come to the United States and invest as a business person, or manage a business in the US, and you need to stay temporarily to oversee the operations of your business. So what are the qualifications of E-2 visa requirements and qualification? Treaty country. The applicant must be a national of a country that has a valid treaty of commerce and navigation with the United States. So a list of treaty countries can be found on the US Department of State's website, whereby then you can be able to check and see whether your country qualifies for you to come and invest in the United States. Substantial investment. You must be investing a substantial amount of capital in a US business. So the investment must be enough to ensure a successful operation of the business and support you and your employees. Then there is no fixed amount defined by law, but typically investment starts from around 100,000 US dollars or more for most businesses. For smaller businesses, the investment could be less, but it must be sufficient to ensure the business success. Nobody will allow you as a business person to come here and start up a business that will end up and collapse. No. So they want you to start up a business that is able to stand and grow. Ownership or control. You must own at least 50% of the business or have operational control of the business through a managerial position, either directly or through a contract. The business must be a real, active and operating commercial enterprise. Passive investments like owning rental properties or stocks do not qualify. So if you own rental properties, no, they want an active business that is running. Risk of investment. Your investment must be at risk. This means the investment must be placed into the business and subject to market fluctuation, e.g., capital is not guaranteed to be returned. Just like any business, when you're running a business, it might or it may not be successful. Non-marginal business. The business must be a marginal business. This means that it must have the capacity to generate more than just enough income to support you and your family. It should have the potential to create jobs for US workers or contribute significantly to the economy for it to be allowed to run in the United States. Intend to return to your home country. You must intend to depart the United States when your E-2 status ends. While the E-2 status allows dual intent, which means you can apply for permanent residency green card while on E-2, you still need to show that you have ties to your home country and you plan to leave after you are authorized to stay. Employee qualifications. If you are bringing employees with you, for example, key personnel in the business, they must hold managerial or executive roles or have specialized knowledge relevant to the business. Employees must also be from the same treaty country. E-2 visa uses in the United States. Business investment. The primary purpose of the E-2 visa is to enable nationals of treaty countries to invest and manage business while in the United States. Directing or developing a business. You must be involved in developing, directing or managing the operations of the business. Hiring US workers. The business should have a positive impact on the US economy, including the hiring of US workers while not mandatorily. It is strongly encouraged to employ US nationals or legal residents. Visa duration. E-2. How long does it take? Initial duration of an E-2 was typically 2 years. However, the length of stay can vary depending on the US embassy or consulate processing your application. Extension. The E-2 visa is renewable indefinitely in increments of 2 years. As long as the business continues to operate and meet the visa requirement, there is no maximum limit on the number of times you can extend your stay, but you must demonstrate that you continue to meet all E2 requirements. So you can keep on renewing and extending the visa as many times as possible, but you must continue to demonstrate that you are meeting the E2 visa requirement. Maximum duration. While extensions are allowed, the total duration of stay depends on the treaty between the US and the applicant's country. In some cases, you can stay for years, but you must maintain a temporary status, which means you must demonstrate the intent to return to your home country. E2 visa for family members, spouse. Your spouse can apply for E2 visa as well. They are allowed to live and work in the United States on the same terms as the primary E2 visa holder. Children, unmarried children under the age of 21 can also join you in the US under E2 status, but they cannot work. However, they can attend school and learn. E2 visa process, submit an application. So the applicant, owner or key employee submits a visa application form DS-160 to the US Embassy or consulate in their home country or country of residence, supporting documentations. Submit documents including proof of nationality, proof of the investment, business plan, evidence of the business operation, and proof that the business is substantial and non-marginal. Visa interview. Attend a visa interview at the US consulate or embassy. You will need to provide your business plan, proof of investment, and evidence of your role in the business. Approval and issuance. If approved, you will receive an E2 visa that allows you to enter the United States and start or manage your business. E2 visa benefits. Ability to work. E2 visa holders can work only for the business they have invested in or are managing. The visa is specifically tied to the business. Family members, your spouse can work and your children can go to school. No cap on visa numbers. So unlike other types of visa categories, there is no cap on the number of E2 visa available as long as you meet the requirements and the criteria for this particular visa. Dual intent, it simply means you can either decide to return back to your home country, or you can either go ahead and apply for permanent residence by applying for green card while on E2 visa. E2 visa limitations. What are some of the limitations? That number one, limited to treaty countries. The E2 visa is only available to nationals of countries with a treaty with the US. If your country doesn't have such a treaty, you won't be eligible. No permanent residence. E2 visa is a temporary non-immigrant visa. However, it does not directly lead to permanent residency. Green card, although you may be able to adjust your status through other means like employment-based migration, etc. and etc. So that is it about E2 visa. In the comment section of this particular video, I'll be posting the requirements, the qualification, the duration, all about E2 visa for you to be able also to read apart from just watching. Thank you so much. Until then, remember to subscribe, follow, like, and also share.